Mark Stephenson, at home for a very short period of time before he sets out to the front line to begin his shift this morning. We met Mark in 2016 on this network. He's back with us this morning. I'm happy to welcome you back, Mark, although unfortunately it's under similar conditions. But good morning, and thanks for giving us some time today.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, I am well, and you are, I'm sure, busy and under a lot of stress and strain given what's going on. You've given us some time before you head out to work today. Why don't we start about the professional end of things? What are you hearing about what you're going to be facing today? What are the fire conditions this morning and the biggest threat right now?
Well, this morning I've woken up to what appears to be really favorable conditions. It's raining out, the ground's wet, cooler today. So I'm hoping for a good day for Fort McMurray.
I hope so, too, and hopefully the weather will be helping you out. What are you doing right now in terms of fighting the fire, and give us maybe a sense of how you feel it's going so far?
Yesterday afternoon, I was tasked to help with forestry with a fresh startup that was just on the north side of town. They had that probably taken care of and surrounded within 2-3 hours. There's a lot of bucket drops with helicopters and a couple bomber drops with the big planes coming in too. But yesterday I worked with them on a new startup. Today, I don't know what today's going to bring for us.
It must be a time of great uncertainty in so many ways. But as you say, hopefully the weather will be helping you in your efforts. It's been interesting. We've been hearing from your fire chief how this kind of fire, this one that you're dealing with this time, is different from the fire in 2016. And I'm wondering if you could speak to that further in terms of what you're seeing and how the fire is behaving this time. What might be different?
Yeah, I can give you my perspective on that for sure. In 2016, when the fire came through, it came through so fast and furious and moving very fast. And a lot of that was to do with the crown fuels of the spruce trees and stuff in the area. Now, since 2016, a lot of them have been burnt through. So we don't have a lot of crowning and stuff anymore. So a lot of that crowning, which is the needles and stuff burning, erupting into flames and getting spit by the wind in every direction, we don't have that happening right now. So we have a slower moving ground fire. There's still a lot of fuel out there for sure, but forestry is doing a good job, and everyone's been working really hard up to the point where the evacuation. From what I see, our preparedness for this has been increased sevenfold at least since the 2016 fire. It seems like our town, our municipality, and our emergency services have really implemented good steps and to make sure there's a seamless evacuation, as seamless as can be. Things just seem a lot smoother this time around.
That's also good news as I talk to you. So the fire is different, but the approach is different, and obviously learning from what happened in 2016. You know, I got an email, Mark, the other day from a longtime viewer who lives in Fort McMurray, and she was saying to me, well, it was pretty much just one line: Heather, I can't believe this is happening again. That's what she was saying to me. You have that same sense at all? Same feeling?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, this does happen. We live in an area, a community. Basically, we're called what's WUI Interverse, the Wildland Urban Interface Area. That's us type of communities that are surrounded by boreal forest. That is a risk for us. But since 2016, there's been massive fire mitigation efforts put in place to add to the fire safety program around our city and around our neighborhoods.
So, again, as you said, the preparedness better. But in 2016, I mean, you've experienced it twice now or more than that. But, you know, our focus today at 2016, not just from the firefighting perspective, but when we met you, Mark, I'm just going to bring up this video because you were actually taking a video. Was quite extraordinary. You'd taken a break from the firefighting to film your own house as it was burning. And that was something that really stands out in our memory. It was really, to us, emblematic of the heroism of the firefighters trying to save the community despite this incredible personal toll. I don't know if it's tough for you to even think about those videos or to see them even to this day, but I remember you're saying at the time you were going to rebuild. Well, as I speak to you this morning, there you are at home. So you clearly did.
Yep. We rebuilt right on our initial lot, our same one. It took a while to find the suitable contractor, but we found a great one, and we got a great rebuild. I'm very happy to be back here.
And what's the status of the house this time round? Are you facing imminent threat again?
I don't believe so. I believe with the measures taken by emergency services and everything we've learned since 2016, I don't believe, in my opinion, that my neighborhood is in danger.
But
I believe that there needed to be an evacuation because of everything and how close it is, and that. But I'm hopeful that none of our neighborhoods are going to be touched.
well, I really hope so. I mean, you're the only one at home right now, right? Your wife and children are gone for safety reasons?
Yes, they followed the evacuation notice yesterday.
So they're gone, and your children are now 10 and 12. Would you put them really young back in 2016? I'm just wondering what their memories are and what their thoughts were with another fire threat.
They, my son was old enough to remember it a little bit. My daughter, not so much. When they left from the fire last time, so I could see it a little bit in my son when they were packing the other day. Just looking for his sentimental stuff. You know, what's important to me. What do I not want to lose? So that was hard to see.
I bet it is, Mark. There's a lot going on there. You were able to bring him something, weren't you, the last time when the fire burned? Were you able to rescue something for your kids?
Yeah. I ended up being lucky enough to find Jake's piggy bank that had fallen from the second-story floor of the house and survived the crash of the fall and also the burn. So it was kind of an interesting thing, and that was one of the things he made sure he brought.
This time, he took that piggy bank again as he left the house?
Yeah, he did.
Wow. So there you are, again, fighting to save your community and again, keeping family and home top of mind. How do you kind of balance the two, or how do you bridge the two?
That's a difficulty, I guess. It depends on the situation, but I try to remain task-oriented when I get an important task, an important job. I know my family's safe where they are, so that's not a concern of mine anymore. And that's one of the reasons my wife wanted to follow the evacuation, to give me that clarity.
So that you know they're okay and you can do the task at hand.
And
Well, obviously, I hope they're up early. I hope they're watching you. They will know how much you're caring for them. Obviously, they're on your heart today and as we talk. But now you can focus the task at hand. Head out to those front lines. Mark, I thank you for the time. We'll stay in touch with you again as we did in 2016. I hope the house is intact. I hope your family's safe, and you too as you go off to work today. Thank you so much, Mark.
ma'am, thank you.
Appreciate it.